Hello, I'm Dr. William E. Morgan, President of Parker University, here to talk a little bit about our premier clinic, Parker Performance Institute, located in Frisco at the Dallas Cowboys Star. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about enhancing brain health and neuroplasticity. Now, neuroplasticity, what is it? Well, neuroplasticity, it turns out, is the brain's ability to adapt, to grow, to heal, to continue to make neural connections throughout our entire life, and to heal from injuries, and to establish new connections and new neurons, actually. And why it's important to talk about neuroplasticity is up until recent decades, a lot of the science involving neurology considered the brain to be hardwired, and that once an injury took place, it was permanent. And there was a great degree of permanency to brain injuries and concussions, or strokes, or other brain injuries. We've known for years that there's windows of plasticity in our brain that occur. From before birth to about 2 years, there's sensory plasticity. When we're born into the world, everything's new. So a newborn baby is trying to categorize all these new sensations: sight, sound, taste, smell, heat, cold. All these things are being categorized, and there's a high degree of plasticity where that's the point of our life where we are reestablishing touch and all these other new sensory findings into our brain to be categorized and cataloged. The second window is language and motor skills, which take place from about 2 years to 12 years old. So this is where we learn languages and we learn how to move and run and do athletic activities. And in fact, if you don't learn a second language before this window closes, you'll never be able to speak that language without an accent. Ironically, in the United States, we start teaching language at 12 years old when that window is closing. Then the third window is higher order skills. This is higher thought, learning mathematics and English and complex thoughts that takes place from our youth up to your 60s. And this is where you can keep learning things and going to college and learning complicated concepts. We also now know that we can actually reopen these windows to a degree. We can expand our ability to have higher order thinking skills. We can help with sensory through specific training. And we at Parker Performance Institute have created a clinic to open these windows to allow people to heal after a brain injury. But there's many things you can do as a person to enhance your neuroplasticity. And those things I've categorized in the acronym ENGAGE. And what you can do to enhance your own neuroplasticity and your own brain health can be categorized through doing these things. ENGAGE. The first E in ENGAGE stands for exercise. Of all the research out there, the best thing you can do for your brain is to exercise. Walking is exercise. Getting out and walking is going to help your brain. It's going to increase your performance mentally, and certainly will delay the onset of cognitive decline. Exercise is the number one thing we all should be doing on a regular basis. N stands for nutrition, having adequate nutrition, but also having a diet that enhances brain health, an anti-inflammatory diet, avoiding foods that produce inflammation, and having foods enhance brain health, like having omega-3s from marine sources, fish sources, or other marine sources is very healthy for your brain. But having a diet rich in fruits and vegetables and enhancing gut health is also very important. The G stands for get adequate sleep. We know that when you have quality sleep is when your brain basically takes out the garbage. There's something that takes place where it removes metabolites and toxins and things that shouldn't be there, like tau proteins and beta amyloid that we see accumulating in people who get Alzheimer's. So we all need to get at least 8 hours of sleep a night, quality sleep, and be hydrated so that your body can take out the trash. Sleep has been associated with cognitive decline as we age. If you don't get enough sleep, you're more likely to have a cognitive disadvantage. And then there's something called autophagy. That's kind of a technical word that literally means self-consumption. If we're always overfed, your body's less likely to break down cells that need to be broken down and dispose of them. So we have senescent cells. So those are cells that get old. We need your body to be able to break those down and recycle the parts or discard those parts and get rid of them. And autophagy explains what happens to do that. So autophagy, self-consumption, so that might mean that you want to have periods where you have calorie restriction. That will enhance autophagy. Exercise enhances autophagy. Quality sleep enhances autophagy. But also taking a supplement like curcumin enhances autophagy. The next G in engage is to gather together. You see, when we're socially isolated, it causes an impairment to our cognitive abilities. It's important that we as humans get together and we have social interaction. My mother's in an assisted living, and during the time of COVID, all the residents in her assisted living center were isolated to the rooms. They took their meals alone. They weren't allowed to socialize. And I could see a marked decline during that period in her cognitive ability. So we're designed to get together and engage, and we should get together on a regular basis. Finally, engagement in problem solving, in mental exercises. So what we want to do is travel is an example of really stimulating engagement. If we were to drop you off in Cairo, Egypt, for example, where you didn't speak the language, your brain would be buzzing with neuroactivity, how to navigate, how to get food, how to find the bathroom, problem solving, learning, travel. These are all things that help us to engage. So again, the acronym we refer to, ENGAGE, stands for exercise, nutrition, get adequate sleep, autophagy, gather together for social interaction, and engagement in problem solving and other activities that enhance healing. Parker Performance Institute, your new partner in treating traumatic brain injuries.